Hi, I'm Brandon, and I love Hallmark passport movies.
I'm Brian, I like Hallmark passport movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark passport movies. And this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, all you crazy radical kids out there.
You know, sometimes we always go live in the Facebook group for our Bramble Jam Plus subscribers. And sometimes we talk a little before we start recording. And we had a fun discussion today, and Hope in the chat said, I didn't realize this was the pre-show. Yeah. She thought that was all just going out live, which that checks.
It can get away from you quickly.
It
That's
can.
for sure. That's for
It
sure.
can.
That's for sure. It is great to be here today, talking about a Greek recipe for romance.
Yep. How's your Father's Day, Brandon?
My Father's Day was really good. Thank you so much for asking. How was your guys's?
Your guys's?
You guys?
Yeah.
How was your guys?
How was your Father's Day, Brian?
Good,
That was great.
I played a little pickleball.
Whoa!
Get into some pickleball.
You let me know when you're ready.
I'm almost ready.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
almost ready.
All right.
Did you stop playing pickleball because you got hurt? Is that what happened?
When?
My
Dan's
knee-
hurt again.
No, what do you mean? I'm fine. I'm fine. I just chose to use
Dan,
different means for exercise.
You
than
do have a
pickleball.
bit of a history of complaining about old injuries.
No. Go ahead, cue it. You got it?
Oh, you want me to do this? Were you in an accident once?
Oh, no.
That is not complaining about old injuries. That's a different thing entirely. But also, Bri, whenever you want to play pickleball, you let me know. I'm in.
All right. I think I'm ready.
All right.
I'm just about. I mean, I've been torturing
like
my
this.
kids, like just
Really?
torturing them.
Wow.
Lighting them up.
Suck
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
At least we got that line in
That's
there.
great.
He's torturing his kids.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
good.
Brutal.
That's
Cool,
good.
cool.
I gotta say, it is really great to be back today. Of course, great to be back on Philo. Another week, another jam-packed week over on Philo. Not just this. Philo Deep Dive is a ton of fun.
You know what else
so
is
much
crazy
more.
is
What's
Aaron
that?
decided to come back to work, which
Whoa,
is so
Aaron!
wild.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Oh, my gosh.
It's almost lined up.
How you
There we
doing?
go.
Aaron
Yeah,
decided
sorry,
she wanted you to see the calendar.
That's good. Oh, that's
Which
good.
has
And the
got
screen.
May and June up there.
It's
yeah.
good. It's good.
Yeah.
Aaron, how was your month-long sabbatical?
Your sab?
Your sab.
Yeah, you said you were taking a week off work, and here we are 3 weeks later.
Yeah, I took a week off work, and apparently everything changed. I only was gone a week. I wanted that to be clear. Did the guys decide to record a bunch of episodes ahead of time just to make it seem like I was out longer? Yes, they did.
Check.
That seems like a lot of
For
extra
no other
work.
reason did we have to do that, but just, play a prank on Aaron.
Aaron did leave a note that said, "Don't forget Flag Day song." That's it. She left with
also-
no notes aside from that one. And it was,
except
"Don't forget Flag Day
that
song."
one that was
Yeah.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 2008, 2009. Remember that note?
Oh yeah, that was weird. I forgot about that.
I do remember
We were
that,
trying to
yes.
decipher that. We couldn't crack it.
But now we know that Aaron knows all the months.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
knows
we were
them
like, why'd she
and the
write them over and
years.
over again? We don't know.
We figured that
It's
one right
almost
out.
like we switched hosting platforms for our podcast, and a bunch of episodes randomly with no pattern didn't switch over, and someone just wrote down a checklist so that as they're working through, they can keep track of what months they've already edited.
Likely story.
Yeah. That's
Sorry
one way
that
to do
some
it,
people
I-
like checklists and keeping things organized and trying to keep this podcast afloat.
if
but
you
that's
were
fine.
here, I
That's
mean-
fine.
If you
I'll
were,
leave.
yeah.
Guys, did you hear the big news? This has been fun. Did you guys hear the big news about the hot dog eating contest?
Yes.
Joey Chestnut,
Yo, all right,
Kobayashi,
huge
Netflix.
news.
So this is crazy.
We
So
should live stream of contest.
Joey Chestnut not going to be in the 4th of July contest because apparently he got sponsorship from a vegan hot dog, a plant-based hot dog.
no.
And Nathan's is like,
Oh, that was
hey,
the reason.
you can't do that.
I thought he was just too good.
Always the vegans.
And then,
Hey.
so they banned him from the
you in on
4th of
that now?
July. And then it
tried.
got announced after that he's doing a hot dog contest on Netflix on Labor Day against Kobayashi.
And all we care about is it's
Yes.
Chestnut Kobayashi. Do we really care about anybody else? No.
Not yet.
No.
We'll see who comes up, what they come up
You
with.
think there's going to be an up and comer in the new?
You got to make some room for the
I
young kids.
have been watching on YouTube this eater called Big Beard guy.
You've been watching this eater on YouTube called Big Beard Guy?
Well, I watched him because he came to our neck of the woods. He had a bunch of hot dogs at Skins. Did you see this in the news?
No.
Really?
Yeah. And
down the road.
apparently he's from
There's a lot of Skins.
he's
literally any direction you'd go.
He's
Anywhere, really.
he's UK based, but he came to the Southeast and did a bunch of competitions. So I was
Beard
watching
guy.
those, and I really enjoy it. Like he's really
Yeah.
funny while he does it,
okay.
and like super laid back. And so I started watching his videos, and I don't think he's in the contest though.
Ooh.
So are they just
Thanks for all
trying
that,
to
Brent.
make the hot dog
for
eating
that, man. That
contest
was
suck?
I'm
great.
saying an up and comer though. Like he
That's
could
as good
be.
as most of Brian's What the Hallmarks.
Yeah,
that
show
is-
off, Brian.
That is so useless. That information was just for no one. Maybe on July 4th you'd get, oh, cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Though.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited about Labor Day. 4th of July will be fun, but I'm excited
Labor
about
Day is
Labor
when the real
Yeah.
deal is happening?
Yeah,
The
I haven't really watched a ton since the whole Kobayashi debacle happened.
What was that? I don't
Oh,
watch
you don't
it.
know about that. So Kobayashi was.
I haven't watched it since I was probably 20.
Okay, so Kobayashi was the big record
Yes.
guy for a long time, and then he got into a contract dispute with the National Eating Association, and he got banned on the 4th of July like 15 years ago, and that's when Joey Chestnut started, and
right.
they never have
Oh.
actually.
Man,
wow.
So-
this is the
Gone
first
head-to-head?
time head to head. There's no variables. They're
No
in the
variables.
same room.
Same room.
What are they doing? Do you know where they're
But
doing?
what's also crazy is like
Are we doing a
Kobayashi
full live day here at the studio.
on Labor Day. Kobayashi.
Kobayashi.
Kobayashi also like just retired. So I don't know the sum of money that Netflix gave him
Right.
to like come back and be like, hey, I know how you say you're just
Get
retiring
that
because
stomach back up
he
and going.
literally. I read an article about
Labor
how
Day
he
is
doesn't.
my anniversary this year. I will not be doing
He
anything
doesn't.
for the
He
slave.
doesn't.
Yeah, I know. Go
He
ahead.
doesn't hunger anymore.
He doesn't hunger. Does he hunger and thirst for righteousness?
Yes, but Kobayashi doesn't ever desire
Oh, you
food.
know what?
He's never
not
hungry.
hungry?
No.
So
I don't
funny.
believe
So
this.
he retired because he
Yeah.
realized that
Yeah.
he's doing some serious damage to his
Yeah,
body.
I heard about this actually.
A month later, he's like, all right.
yeah, back in. I'm back in.
I don't hunger anymore.
How
What's
many
the
commas?
check?
How
You
many
said-
commas?
What now?
Yeah, wow.
I heard about
man.
that. He
All
doesn't
right.
enjoy food. He doesn't
doesn't-
enjoy
yeah.
eating. He doesn't know when he's hungry,
I
when
mean,
he's
if
full.
you've eaten that many hot dogs, I just like.
But just go out one more,
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah, uno
just one
mas.
more on the bank.
I'm excited about it, though.
Yeah, man.
All right, a Greek recipe for romance. Less excited about this than I am about. All right, quick heads up about the synopsis.
It's bad.
I wrote some of it. At a certain point,
Yeah.
Aaron took over.
Oh, you
Now,
did?
you might
So-
you might think
Oh, boy.
that means
It
that
got
Brandon
better?
didn't watch every second of this movie, and you would be right to think that. But it's not true. Brand just couldn't get over the mental hurdle of how bad this movie was.
Hey, don't put words in my mouth.
Okay, was I wrong?
No, but
Did Aaron write those
so
words?
a fun game for you guys playing at home is guess when Aaron took
Yeah,
over.
where's
When the
the
grammar
switch, yeah.
starts to make sense,
Oh,
you'll know.
when
right.
Brand starts fumbling his words.
That's right.
Well, that won't.
All right, go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah.
This will be for Bran will be able to tell and no one else will, but I went in and corrected all of the missing punctuation. And
Why'd you do that? That's like
That's half the
little
fun.
red lines were bothering me.
That doesn't mean that's gonna be good. Like I'm gonna not. Like I'll still goof it.
But I'm not saying that, but like as you're looking through it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah.
Man, there's
The
not a
restaurant is
single
not a
red
single
line.
typo there.
The red lines help me. They like keep drawing me back in. So
I'll go in and edit
You're
it.
so- you need to be drawn into your synopsis.
yes,
that's a problem.
yeah. So anyway, that's a fun game for you to play at home, and I also haven't read it. So this is gonna be a lot of fun.
Buckle up,
I was hoping
everybody.
that you
It's
were
gonna be a lot of
read
fun.
it.
All right, a Greek recipe for romance originally aired on June 15th, 2024, and I went a little something like this. Abby's having a tough go of it, seeing as how not only does she not get the promotion at work, she also gets fired. So that's tough. So what's next?
Right
Greece.
there. That's where Aaron took over, right?
That's right.
No,
right there.
no,
That's
no,
what
no.
it is.
So what's next?
One scene.
Greece, because her mom lives there. She gets in a bit of an argument with a local named Theo.
Theo, who's a good boy?
Who's a good boy? Remember when Theo used to come in the office when he was a pupper?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
peed
that's
on the
fun.
Christmas tree.
It's awesome.
Like a good boy should.
He just raised the leg right on that Christmas
It was
tree.
the most pee
It was so much
I've ever
pee.
seen.
He was like a true.
Just full on.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was so much
It's
pee.
so fun.
Were you working there yet?
What's
Aaron?
crazy
Was that
about
when-
it?
I wasn't even.
What's crazy about it is
You had to be.
Like I could have
I wasn't
picked.
in the office for
Oh,
it,
okay,
so.
you weren't. No, yeah.
I kept being like, should I pick him up? I'm sure he's almost done. So what's the point of picking him up?
No, he just.
I kept thinking
kept
it,
going.
and then, he's still peeing.
Yeah. To this
To
day.
this
To this day,
yeah.
back at the old
Yeah.
office. So
But we got our full deposit back on that. I just want to let you know
we
right
sure
now.
did. With a hole in the
You
ceiling.
can't prove a thing. You can't prove a thing. What we said now, this is a comedy podcast.
Fake.
Yeah, that
It
could
doesn't
be a
hold
big
up
joke.
anyway.
That's
It's
for
a
fun.
bit.
So Theo peed on the Christmas tree.
Theo is trying to pull off on his scooter. She gets in front of him. She's like, hey, why don't you get your scooter out of the way? He's like, that's what I'm trying to do. Theo is the son of a rich hotshot who wants him to start getting serious about his life and come home and take over the family business. But Theo doesn't want that. He wants to open up his mother's old restaurant and not tell anybody that he's rich. So Abby and Theo can't stop bumping into each other, and she agrees to help him get the restaurant up and running. She plans stuff, so it's a natural fit, I guess. Cut to a montage of Abby and Theo cleaning, fixing the electrical issues, getting the restaurant ready. Theo only wants to serve the freshest ingredients, so they go down to the market and make their own olive oil. Personally, I would have just served Sandy Beach donuts from Parlor Donuts because they are hands down the best donut.
Yes, you did it. Thank you, Brand.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Parlor
Yes.
Donuts, the fact that Parlor Donuts does not give us a dime in money or donuts is crazy.
Yeah.
The amount of advertising.
Do you know the owner there?
I met her.
You did.
Whoa,
you too.
Ditto.
Say no
Come
more.
on.
And that's all you can say
I
about
met
that.
her the opening day, but
Yeah.
that is it.
Okay. Theo has been staying in his family's villa, which is now owned by the company, and they want to sell it. Turns out Abby's mom is a real estate agent and is tasked with getting the best offer for the villa. She finds out that Theo is the son of a billionaire and tells that to Abby.
Son of a billionaire.
Abby wants Theo to tell her himself, but that doesn't stop her from using his name to secure olive oil sponsorships to help cover the 10 years of taxes that Theo owes. He could have used a couple of electric car credits, am I right? That's right, tax credits! I'm sorry, that's right! I nailed that! That's right!
If anybody thinks Brand wrote any of that, you've lost your mind.
The restaurant is opening anytime between tonight and 2 days from now, or maybe yesterday. Oh, the day of the opening has finally arrived, but the restaurant failed an inspection. What if we hold the opening at the villa while the villa is also having an open house? Abby's mom did say that she wanted to showcase the entertainment potential of the villa, so why not? And we all know the best way to serve food is to cook it and plate it at the restaurant and then open plate it to a cooler and then truck that cooler to the villa.
Scoot that.
That's exactly right.
Scoot, scoot.
The food is going to stay hot. It is going to stay fresh, faux show. The opening and the open house are a success. Theo tells Abby that he likes everything about her. Abby tells him that she was offered a job back home opening restaurants. She's going to take it. They kiss. Theo's dad shows up and wonders if it's too late to eat. Theo makes him a ton of food. They talk. They make up. The next morning, Abby finds Theo and tells him that she wants to stay. They kiss. And that, my friends, was a Greek recipe for romance.
We did it.
One of my best
Yep, if you do say so.
synopses.
Easily one of your best. Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. We will come back and we will break this movie down with 4 segments here on Deck the Hallmark.
Aaron write that too?
Crushed it.
Hello, it's Bran.
Hi, Brand.
Hey, Brand. How's
What's
it
going on,
bud?
everybody? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. We're talking about a Greek recipe for romance, not love. Nothing
Nope.
lovely about it. It's all romance here. And I'm going to kick it over to my favorite romantic. His name is Brian. He is a romantic.
Yep.
He's full
Deep
of
down.
romance. And he's going to give us his hot takes. He's going to tell us exactly what he felt about this movie. What do you think, Brian?
You like this movie, so help me.
This movie was a little quiet. Not a lot of dialogue.
A little quiet.
Boring. Not a big fan. But it does give me an opportunity to talk about how the Summer Olympics should always be in Greece. Always.
Wow.
They should not be in any other country.
Scalding take.
It's a big scam. Every country's left in debt. It's the stupidest thing in the world.
Wow.
Always in Greece.
The
It would be
Summer
phenomenal.
Olympics should always be in Athens.
Always.
Aaron, you
Always.
agree with this?
Oh, man. It's the biggest scam out there, the Olympics.
I don't necessarily agree that it always should be in Athens, but I do
yeah.
think that every 4 years, picking a new country, spending billions of dollars
In infrastructure.
They have to maintain.
That just goes to waste a couple years later. I think you should pick a few different locations and travel around, but you should have set
we're in a very different conversation than I thought we'd be in here at Greek
this
Recipe
whole
Romance.
episode is a different
But
conversation.
when Atlanta hosted the Olympics, they
Yep.
built a bunch of stuff that still brings them in billions, like the
Some places
Coca-Cola
do,
Olympic
but
Village.
a lot of if you look around, like a
Yeah.
lot of the places just they go to disrepair. They don't use them
Yes.
for anything, and so it's just a waste of billions of dollars
Yeah.
every 4 years.
Wow.
And
Some
if you
people
could
go-
just pick locations that would utilize them, like Atlanta,
Yeah.
then great. But
Yeah.
like Sochi, Russia, what are they doing there right now? Nothing.
It's Hotlanta to you, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, people go overboard,
I'll
and
get
you
off my
spend
Olympic
a
soapbox now, but
fortune
yes, good-
trying
good
to
hot
be
take.
a contender. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, a few locations fine. Greece would be awesome because that's where it all started. That'd be pretty cool. But just it's such a waste.
Wow.
And
I've thought about this zero.
Yeah.
I've thought about it zero because in my head, and this sounds terrible, but in my head, I've always gone, Atlanta did it right, and Atlanta had no room for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just really poor city planning by all these other cities. I've never thought of it, and I may be wrong. Like I've never thought of it from the reverse angle, which is maybe it just doesn't work. I've always thought the cities that do it right, good on them, and the cities that do it wrong, well, you swung and you missed, like buying a lottery ticket. I've never thought of it from the reverse angle, which is why do we keep moving it around? I'm not opposed. I've just always thought when the cities do it right, it like Atlanta has perpetually made money since '96. Like they have really crushed it. So
they're in a big time different position than a lot of cities that
They're in a
aren't
big time different
big
position.
time
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, big time
Let's get on
different.
the board
different
over there.
position.
Big, wow.
You got it. Yep. Number one.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Is that your hot
Olympics
take?
in Athens every 4
Every-
years. I
every
think
4
I can get
years,
on board
man.
with that.
Do you have a thought about the movie or
Yeah, so
mainly
it
about
was,
the
it was
Olympics?
boring.
It was quiet, but can I tell you about the Olympics?
100%. Not. I was just like kind of bored by it. It really. Usually these movies don't drag for me. This dragged a lot, and the whole time I was just looking up. I was getting reminded about how ridiculous it is that the Olympics are all over the world. Let's just go back to Greece.
Where it all started.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Where only men competed. Right, Brian?
Well, we can make a few changes. I
There
think
you go.
women should
Thanks.
be able
Glad we got
to
there.
compete as well.
Yeah, I'm with Brian on this one. It was unfortunately a bit of a slog to get through. It's just, it's just tough because sometimes you get movies like last week with Bethany
Savoring
Joy
Paris.
Lenz,
Yeah, man.
and it's like they didn't revolutionize the game. Like that movie is a movie that could have flopped. But Bethany Joy Lenz is so darn good, and she elevated the entire thing, and it kept us invested. And none of the characters in this here movie were particularly interesting. We get this woman who, gets fired within the first 2 minutes, and it's like I don't really. And then cut, and she's in Greece. Yeah. And that all happened so fast, and then it all happened so slow. Yeah. And then you were left. Also, it didn't help that I had no idea when the opening was. It could have been, to what I wrote.
Right, exactly what you wrote. Yeah,
Could have
you
been,
said it great.
could have been tomorrow, could be next week, could have happened yesterday. I don't know when the opening. They kept moving it around, and so it's like I don't know how long this movie is because I don't know what time it is. I don't know when things are supposed to be happening. So, yeah, this is another one of those situations where it does seem like it's a movie that we've seen a million times, and it also doesn't have compelling characters, and so that is really, really, really tough to overcome. I don't know if it's possible. So a bit of a slog, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that there's a tendency with these passport movies and with just movies on location for Hallmark where you're there and you just treat it like a vacation. And I know this wasn't made by Hallmark, it was made by Johnson, but that you just don't need to do anything more than the minimum because you're here and you're going to let the location do the work. However, if you will make a decent movie and set it overseas, it becomes way better. If you show up overseas and do nothing, I think the opposite happens and it becomes way worse because this movie was unfollowable. This woman is on vacation starting a restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any way what's written down, but just let that sink in.
In that movie's defense, happened last week too. But she's on vacation. She ends up starting a restaurant.
Well, she's on vacation to go eat cheese, and then decides I'm going to stay here all summer, and then decides to intern as a cheesist.
Sure, but then
she's
is
like,
helping him start
correct.
a wine and cheese shop.
Very, very different. And also the other thing, you said that movie didn't really do anything. She kisses a dude that isn't the guy she ends up with, which I would love to hear how often that's ever happened in those movies. This woman shows up and within a day of getting there is trying to open a restaurant. And it's just so hard. And you're right. We don't know when the opening is. Mm-hmm. We don't know if it's tomorrow, today, yesterday, 2 days from now. The motivations are bad. The acting is suspect at best. The movie is written so poorly. Some of the decisions they make in this movie are mind-boggling, and I don't live in Greece, nor have I ever been there. I just can't imagine you wanting to open a restaurant under these conditions. This is a disaster. And I said that the B movie was at the bottom of the list, I believe. Is that the one I said was at the bottom, or is there another
Jerry
one?
Seinfeld animation classic that Aaron loves?
That Aaron loves.
With lots
dearly.
of
I've not seen that movie. I'm talking
euphemism.
You got it. Ecumenical is what we're looking for. This movie's near the bottom of the list. It's really bad.
Yeah.
It's near the bottom of the list. It's got to be.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Let's get to all the feels. We're talking about when this movie gave us feels. Right.
Yeah, I guess I got scooter feels. They rode some scooter. The scooters look cool. That cool baby blue helmet he had on.
Yes, and then he gave her that cool pink
nice
helmet.
Pink one.
You know I love scooters.
I know.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't steal your feels.
No, you did. But
but there's enough scooting to go around.
There's a lot of scooting
so
to go
that had
around.
to be my feels.
Yeah. I've always really wanted to go to areas where scooters are respected as vehicles, unlike this godforsaken planet. I mean, country. I mean, state.
What did you say?
I said godforsaken planet, and then I realized
Godforsaken
that
planet.
Greece is a part of this
down.
planet.
Yep.
I just feel like there are places that scooters are respected. It's like what Lizzie McGuire experienced in the Lizzie McGuire movie, Aaron. You would get that. Scooters are respected, and you see a guy on a scooter, and you go, that guy is awesome. He doesn't get made fun of. He doesn't get heckled. He is respected as a man who rides a scooter. And I don't feel like that would go over well here. And so I wish that I lived.
You look at me when you said that.
I don't know, man. Maybe it was the way in which I was tormented for riding a bike to work.
You rode e-bike.
No. We're not doing this.
You had a scooter before that. You put the same exertion into both of them.
You emailed yourself to work on your e-bike.
I'm not doing this today. The best of has already come out.
Choose a legitimate form of
The
transportation.
you have to pedal. The you have to pedal. Already came out in last week's best of. We're not going to redo this. Not rehashing old bits.
We don't need it. Yeah, we would never do that.
No.
Hey, you guys.
Hello. Wrigley, how you doing, Big Papa?
I'm doing great. How about you, sweetheart?
I'm doing great. You were telling me just
Aaron,
the
where you
other
going?
day that you are actually starting a new company
Dude?
called Sandals.
Yep, I am. I'm starting at 3 Sandals. Sandals 3X is what it's called.
That's a cool name.
Not Sandals XX.
What's it about?
Not Sandals XXX. That's what this producer today is all over the map.
What's it about?
Godforsaken map.
You know the vacation company Sandals? You know that company where you go to stay in Jamaica or something and it's sandals?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's like that, but 3 times is better.
Neat.
That's doable.
Gotta go.
All right, see ya.
Wow. Dan, you got any feels?
That's where Philo comes in handy for that.
I don't think
You
that.
listen in your car, you're like, this is
That's
bad even
not
for Rig and Trace.
Gonna go over well, audio.
No. It's terrible for audio.
It's good that we got that out of the way this week and not next week. We have stuff to do.
That's right. What?
Some special stuff on tap. Show prep.
Man, you were teasing that out a week. A lot can happen in a week, Bri.
Yeah.
You put a lot of pressure
man.
on certain
Dan, any
people.
feels?
I already said no twice.
You did?
Yes.
But you just said yes.
Hey, everybody, we're back. We're talking romance,
And
Greek,
Olympics.
and recipes. It's time for the Wait What Is, where we talk about what in this movie made us go, wait, what? I'll start with you, Brian.
Yeah, for a corporate villa, they had an awful lot of family photos laying around that he had to put away. Just a whole lot. And it looked like they kept him out for the showing, which I think is a big no-no in selling your property. The shade that he got for sticking up his nose at the olive oil, like a store-bought olive oil,
It's
was
crazy.
Like, yeah. Like, you don't have... You're
You
one
wanna go
person.
farm to table?
Right.
Yeah.
You're one person. You don't have time for this nonsense. Like,
No.
His pretentious level, like billionaire pretentious level, was off the charts, and is just like behavior of like a nonsensical tween, maybe just like stomping his feet, like I'm gonna make my own olive oil. You don't have time for this. Like,
Yeah.
what are you goofing around with this for? And by the way, the olive oil from any store there is probably gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal
Yeah.
olive oil out there. That's just so dumb.
It's not Costco olive oil, which is what I use, just
Which is-
FYI.
Right, good enough for now.
I mean, it is organic.
Big dumb
Organic
hick.
Costco, that's right.
Yeah, you dumb it.
Kirkland.
Kirkland, that's right.
Where was that leak even coming from in the ceiling? That just mopping it up and patching it isn't fixed. Like, I'm still worried about that leak. That's coming back.
Yeah.
You know, you're dealing with water all the time.
And we
Like,
know about this.
Yeah.
We know
Water,
about
if
this
you
and
just
water,
patch it,
you cannot.
that water's coming from
It's
somewhere.
coming back. It's not stopping. You got to fix the problem. What was even the problem? Like, what was upstairs? What is going on there? That was driving me crazy. Like, you can't just throw up some sheetrock. And there's no doubt in my mind his dad bribed the inspector for his license or whatever. This is just no way he did. He was just he did everything except wink at him basically on screen. Don't you worry. You give the inspector a call tomorrow. It'll be all set.
You have the wink, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, don't you worry about that.
There he is.
You call that
it's really
inspector
good.
tomorrow.
There he is.
And the last thing, it's just we got just a tiny glimpse at her resume, and the nerd in me was like, let's get a look at that resume. What we got going on
What'd
there?
you see?
No, I didn't see a lot. They moved very quickly. I want
So
to
the wait,
spend
what
some
is
time.
what? Wait,
We didn't get to work
why
on
don't
that
we get to
resume.
see the
Yeah,
resume?
why don't we get to work on that resume? What are we putting on there? What's it looking like? I love working on resumes. Seeing a resume on there got my attention for a second.
You might
and
want to brush up on yours, buddy.
former co-host.
Oh, man.
Never. Come on. This guy.
Could someone do your old pal Bran a solid and give me a status update on cargo shorts and jorts?
Thank you.
Because
so
this
much
guy,
shorts.
this guy Theo, who I think we would all agree is better looking than all of us
yes.
combined.
Yes.
Exclusively
Beautiful
wears
human.
cargo shorts and jorts. And I feel like
Ripped
if he's doing it,
Hey, I Googled our cargo shorts back in as Aaron was walking in the door this morning.
Not yet?
And Esquire said, Esquire magazine said, yes, they are.
I mean,
Thanks for telling us.
I
for the
know.
heads
look
up.
at that.
Look at us
11
with no-
trending. That's
Those
this
aren't
is-
cargos.
Ape to gentlemen.
Those are awful.
No, those
Aaron,
I
what
would
are you
never.
showing us
What
here?
are we doing?
Ooh.
No.
Those look
Whoa,
good. I
those
like
are
those red.
corduroys?
These are the 11 trending men's short styles.
According to ape to gentlemen.com.
I wouldn't trust this website
It's
as
a
far
terrible
as I can
website.
Yo,
tell.
those are corduroys though. Drawstring.
Those I'm here for
the
a
drawstring
drawstring.
jorts look nice.
Those are drawstring jorts.
You,
All
or
right,
you don't
Terry.
know how to say the DR phrase, do you? Those are jawstring jorts.
Drawstring jorts.
Oh, get rid of those.
Seersucker, holy cow.
Crochet shorts.
Wool?
Crow shorts.
Crow
Man,
pleated. Big pleat, too.
What?
Oh, there we
Cargo
go. Now we're
shorts.
on the
There they are.
one-sided cargo.
One-sided
denim
cargo.
shorts.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
So like this
I'm
is,
sorry.
Are those bathing suits?
and I'm just like I'm mainly
No.
mad. I'm mad that like
Yeah.
it took this for me to know it. Because if I feel like we should be first
at
in
us.
line.
we
No
have
pockets.
our fingers on the pulse
Yeah.
of what's in style.
thought so.
I feel like we are somehow, we didn't mean to, like, but we are subscribed to Cargo Shorts newsletter to find out when they're back in stock. And we didn't get that email. I had to find out via Theo in the Grease movie
that's bad.
that they're back. And that's frustrating to me as somebody who has so many things to bring with him and so little pockets.
That's right.
Few pockets.
Her mom is a real estate agent and is meeting with the company about what her plan is. And her plan to sell this house is, I think, we should do an open house and say that we're going to take the highest and best offer.
Listening, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Listen, this is why you don't go with a local. You go with the real estate agent from America. Because over in Greece, all those real estate agents will be like, give us your lowest offer and we'll make it work. Oh, us American real estate agents are like, highest and best only. A revolutionizing the game of real estate is this agent that is only going to take the highest and best
That's what
offer.
Greece needs.
It's crazy. Listen, highest offer wins. Man, that's crazy.
And the current owner paid the highest price for it, too, is how that worked out.
Oh, sure.
Right. The dad.
That's how it works most of the time. Am I right, Brandon?
Yeah. So the restaurant can't open, and they move it to the house. I don't really have anything to add to it. It's just crazy that it happens.
I mean, you said it best in your synopsis.
I said it best in my synopsis that I wrote word for word with my own thoughts and feelings. Moving a restaurant opening to a different location is crazy.
Yeah.
Moving it to a house that's having an open house is crazier. Bringing the food from the kitchen of the restaurant is insane. All of it is just insane.
Can you imagine, slight spoilers ahead if you've not seen The Bear, can you imagine in season 2 finale of The Bear, if Carmi and Richie are out there carrying plates down the street to someone else's house for the opening night of their restaurant? It
doesn't work, yeah. No.
Just, that is, the movie should have stopped.
If the restaurant's not ready, the kitchen can't open. Like you gotta just push it back until you can
open your restaurant sending open plates of food in a scooter down the road to a villa to serve people.
It's in a cooler.
But it's still open plate.
It's still open plate.
They're not it's bad if you're sending all the food and they're plating it at the villa. They're not plating it at the villa. They're doing individual plates and somehow taking them one at a time down to the villa.
Why don't they just cook at the villa too?
There's a kitchen there.
Ugh.
This is like
they cooked at the villa the whole movie.
The biggest wait one of the year. You can't open a restaurant and do this.
That's great.
My last one is they make a big deal about, hey, my dad might be coming. Save him a spot by the window.
That's right.
When they move to the house, she says, don't worry, still reserved a table by the window. Dad shows up after everything is shut down. And where do they sit him?
By the window.
Oh.
Nope.
No, there's no window.
Nope.
No one's there.
Yeah.
He can pick whatever seat he wants to by the window.
Nope. Not by the window.
I'm going to bring you.
There used to be a window there.
I'm going to bring you over to this very random seat that is not by any window. Why say it?
Yep.
Why say
Maybe
it?
don't write that in a script or say it as an actor.
Did they not have windows? Like, did they already shoot it and then they realized, guys, we don't have any windows? I don't know what happened.
I don't think they realized that.
I didn't
Should
realize.
We go back and edit? No, just nobody will care.
It's fine. Dano?
The meet cute in this movie is infuriating. His scooter or Vespa is there in front of her car, and she's like,
respected by all.
Can you just
around
move?
These parts.
And he's like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And she's like, well, why don't you move already? And he's like, if you'll get out of the way, I'm trying to move. And then she's still mad that it has affected her none for him to park there. Zero. And he's moving. Why is she still angry about this? I just don't. That was a tough one. Every dude in this movie talks like he's a Bond villain, and I don't know how to explain that. Just go watch it. I don't know if that's just because English is a second language, but all of them are like telling Mr. Bond he has 10 minutes and the bomb's going to explode. And everyone that's not the lead, that is, he has his own thing going on specifically. At one point, and I still think maybe I was making this up or just not awake yet when we watch this, but she brings a lot of menus to him and goes, I got menus from all the taverns. And please correct me if I'm wrong here, because I just feel like I'm stupid. He goes, not tavern, tavern. What's he talking about? Is he correcting her on how to say tavern, or is he saying that it's a different word?
He's correcting her.
On how to say the word tavern?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they're called, like, I think the Greek word is similar to tavern, but it's pronounced differently. So I think he was correcting her because throughout the movie, he speaks to her in little, like, Greek phrases.
Yeah.
So I thought he was just saying like, that's not what we called him here.
Okay.
But I thought there was like a vowel at the end, like a taverna or taverno or something.
Maybe. He just pronounced instead of tavern, he pronounced the vern higher, but maybe there was at the end. I just was like, why is this the time, buddy? I don't understand. I don't know what's going on there. This guy has to be talked into having a menu at his restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
She is like, I got these menus. He's like, I was thinking no menu. Mm-hmm. And then he explains later, I want to have some standbys, and then everything else is just whatever I can find. Great. Bro, you still need a menu.
It's pronounced menu.
Menu. You still need a menu. You can't just go in and be like, come on to the place. Yeah. Which he called elevated farm to table, as opposed to those bargain basement farm to table routes. You know the ones,
those trash
those
establishments.
50-cent salads, farm to table. You know the places.
Carry your own lettuce.
Where They get everything. They source it all from farms straight to your table, but it doesn't cost much.
Elevated.
Yeah. If your restaurant is farm to table, it is by definition elevated. I'm sorry. There's a place in Greenville called Fork and Plow. It's delicious. They try to make the restaurant look like it's also a grocery store so you feel like you're casual. Still elevated. Still elevated. It just is. Like, they walk in to see the villa, her and her mom do, and he comes down there in his bathrobe. This bathrobe goes down to his knees. Yeah. It literally is a V-neck. And they act as though they have seen him fully naked. They act as though they cannot believe they just saw this guy. I mean, this guy's IMDb photos are way more than this guy showing up in a bathrobe. Like, it is the biggest nothing of a scene for them to be reacting like that is crazy. We talked about it in the synopsis, but I do need to bring it up again. At one point, they say this thing's in 2 days, and then they say it's tomorrow night. And then at one point, somebody says it's tonight. And then the very next scene after they say the opening is tonight, the next scene that evening, she goes, the inspectors are coming tomorrow. Like, there is not a really good through line on how long, aside from an eternity, we've been waiting for this restaurant to open. That's all I
got. Rig, you're opening a farm to table?
Oh, I was gonna. We had things kind of went sideways on us this week.
What went sideways?
Farkle made it rain.
I don't understand that sentence.
Well, all the original founders of Fitzy's, there's 6 of us, Farkle, Big C, all of them. Yeah. Anyway.
I do know Big C, yes.
We all get one Make It Rain card where we come in and we say, make it rain. And we get a crown put on our head. And then we get to order everybody around all day. Well, Farkle used his Make It Rain card.
On the day that you guys were going to.
Yeah, we were going to start the farm to table. And he showed up. He said, make it rain. And that was it. Yeah. There I was. Well, he loves a plum pudding. I'm in the back making Farkle plum pudding.
There's no getting back after that. You can't.
He made it rain. There's nothing I can do. The rules are the rules. I'm holding on to my card, but he used it.
I know.
He used it. I got to follow the rules. You've been there for day night, the darts and the golf. You can't just leave.
No.
The rules are the rules.
Have you made it rain before?
No, I'm saving my card.
For what?
I don't know. I don't know when it's right.
Okay.
Farkle made it rain. Sorry. Wow. Back to you, Brent.
Is it a physical card? Like the main raid?
I would assume it's just like
hey Dan.
Like he just he takes my mic. I don't know how he does it.
It's quick.
I would assume it's just like he comes in and he says make it rain. And then
make it rain.
Which is REIG.
Yes.
for their purposes.
I like that.
We should have a make it rain card.
I wonder where he keeps it.
Which is a great that's a
it's pretty big.
We should Can you imagine if we all had one make it rain card?
Yeah.
That'd be super dangerous.
Yeah.
I would, if you said it, I would be so scared I'd want to walk out at what you would just be like, I want to do all these things today.
We'd have fun.
So it's like a yes day for that one person.
Hey, but speaking of which, I know we only go to CC's once a year.
Sure. And we've already done it this year.
Entered the group chat and said there was an Oreo dessert. And maybe we need to go twice this year. Maybe.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
You using your ring card?
What if we eat somewhere else and then just go there for dessert? We pay the full buffet price.
We have to pay the full.
And we just go there and we get dessert.
We'll talk about it.
It's not like it's $30 a person.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's time for What the Hallmark is, where we wonder what could have been. Maybe having some clarity and questions we still have. Brian?
Yeah. So I'm wondering, they obviously had that tax bill that went unpaid for many years. Was there a lease payment that was due? Like, who was paying for this building? The only thing I can think is the dad paid it off for the wife, the mother, way back in the day. But I would have liked to have known, like, just a passing comment. Oh yeah, my mom paid it off, but I guess he hasn't been keeping up with the taxes or something.
Yes, it's an excellent question, because one would think that, you can't go 10 years without paying your taxes and still keep the place, right? So, like,
yes,
what was the deal there?
Yeah, what's up with that building?
10 years taxes doesn't matter. Like,
no, does not make.
If I can go 10 years without paying the taxes, I can go the rest of my life without paying the taxes. It's not like all right, you got 20 years and then we're coming after you. It's crazy. That's crazy. Dano?
Yeah. Just exactly how sunburnt did Danielle C. Ryan get making this movie? Because by the end of this movie, she's a lobster. Yeah. Shoulders just like beet red, like not embarrassed, sunburnt. Like, there is a scene in this movie where I was in pain just looking at her because she was sunburned. And I want to know, I guess it could have been color correction, but it just seems like she got really sunburnt making the movie. And would just love to know. Would love to know. And I would literally ask her that question if we ever got a chance to interview.
Julie says, can't you just go and order the Oreo pizza
You can, but they also have the cinnamon pizza. And now we're ordering two to see. Erin's nodding. She gets it. Yeah. We only have two. Now we're ordering two pizzas.
I love Julie. She's so great.
She's amazing.
But I did roll my eyes at that comment. Julie, you don't understand us.
You don't get it.
And you should just come to at Greenville and we'll take you to see.
We'll show you.
Yeah, I think you're coming to Bramble Fest.
I just had my first experience recently, and now I'm a changed person.
Yeah.
And
we were like, we're going to Cece's. You're like, yeah, I guess I'll go.
Yeah, I guess I'll go.
And then
you
guys just went? The door,
did Dan and I eat like 2 full cinnamon bread pizzas?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Did we go ask, hey, you're out of cinnamon bread? They put a new one out, and we went and ate the whole thing.
Did we look at each other and go, should we finish the whole thing? Yeah, we may as well.
And then we
did.
And then we did. And it was great.
Yeah, and now you throw Oreo in the mix. We got ourselves a party.
That sounds way better than cinnamon.
Man. How dare you?
Well, first of all,
is wrong?
You don't think Oreo's better than cinnamon?
Just get bent.
Okay, Rick.
Why do you say the craziest stuff?
I like Oreo better than cinnamon. What's wrong with that?
The only thing better than Oreo is vanilla ice cream and khaki pants.
Oh, man. Cargo khaki. There's only one way to sort this out.
Crow shorts.
Next thing, Brian's going to say that he doesn't like Pizzert from Pizza Inn.
Yeah, no,
that's on the record. You guys know my feelings.
Food. You guys all know this.
Unless it's Texas Roadhouse.
Brian's opinion on food doesn't matter. That's why we had him rank the top 10 best national chain restaurants.
And it came out as you would have expected.
Yeah, and no one got angry at all.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever put together.
It's time
Huge
for
mistake.
Double Decker of the Week. It's where Brian goes deep into the library and finds out all of the information that he can about a certain double decker. And this week's certain double decker is
Sarah Wright.
Sarah Wright.
Yes. Is it another walk pun?
Sarah Wright. No, come on.
Okay.
You guys heard of skillets? So no, that is Sarah would never. No. So Sarah, it turns out she's got a spin on like an IT service, sort of like your Geek Squad, but a little different, a little better. She would claim
better than Geek Squad.
Yeah, a little bit. It's more dedicated to soft skills, like graphic design type of stuff, versus hardware, like another company would do. I believe the name is actually of Greek origin, and the company is pronounced Graphiques. And so she's got a really cool tagline, and it's when you graphiques it, we graphics it. And it's...
I just want to make sure I understand this right.
Yeah.
This is a pun on the F word?
Huh? Well, it's just graphiques. I don't know. You take from it what you will.
You graphiques.
Just graphiques, that's all. And so, you're working with graphics, you make a little graphiques, you call her up, and she'll graphics it. Simple as that. And
it sounds like you worked on those graphiques yourself.
Yeah, if we just want to apologize to Sarah.
Well, Sarah's
so
she's going
hard
on
make
this.
your own graphic. Okay.
Yeah, you're working
on graphic design, and you make an error that is so bad that you can't fix it yourself.
You don't want to touch it.
Like what would have to happen? What are these errors?
These are, I would say, if you're playing with some imagery and maybe you're heading down the wrong path, you're like, I don't like where this is going.
Are you
Wait, so are they
preaching a
giving it?
sermon right now?
Wait, is she giving
You're
advice?
playing with some
She'll
imagery
come.
and
She'll
heading down
just
the
take
wrong
over.
path.
She'll fix it all up for you. And
So
then-
this is not so much like I've messed up Photoshop and I can't find my cursor.
No.
This is like if you're stumped. Like I don't know. I
like,
don't
you
know where
really,
to go.
Like I got all this stuff. I'm not really sure.
They're a
how to
marketing
design.
agency.
It's not. But it's
She's a
more
marketing
like
agency.
it's more like, hey, let me take your hand, hold your
And
hand
it's
through
called
this.
marketing
Fuchs.
Fuchs, spelled, GRAFUX.
FUX?
Yeah, like she spells graphics
It's spelled
funny.
graphics. Is
Yeah.
how it's spelled.
Yeah, graphics.
Yo, dude, this is fun. Drew said I worked with Brad from 5 Iron Forensic at Geek Squad in Colorado.
I think he said at Greek Squad, which is a
Yeah.
squad where they go and they play in Greek
man.
parties.
How about
for you.
that?
That's
Which
pretty
is, That
cool.
should have been this, not graphuck.
Greek
Yeah.
Whatever
Squad.
this is.
Is Drew Basic your new best friend? Dan?
I said graphics. I did not say the other thing.
You're saying it wrong. That's the
Grafux?
problem.
If you saw something spelled GRAFUX, how would you say it, Brian?
I wouldn't try. It's
It's
better.
got the little ring over the U, so you know.
It's got a ring over the U. You didn't
It's
tell me that.
graphics.
Man.
Yeah.
I like Greek Squad better is all I'm saying.
Greek stuff.
Sarah, consider Greek Squad. Let's work on that one.
All right, we're going to be back tomorrow with another one. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas!
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.